All right, hello everybody. My name is Nathan. I am a thrifter, reseller, Amazon eBayer. I've been doing this for about 3 years or so, and I recently joined the reseller forum blog and have been paying a lot of attention to different things I've seen and learned on there. And they keep suggesting to do videos, and I've always wanted to try videos, so we're gonna try some. So today I'm on my way to a Salvation Army half-off sale. They have a half-off everything on Wednesdays, so I'm headed there to check that out. And then after that, there's a Goodwill outlet, like right across the street from that. Just to give you a little bit of background, I actually recently moved. My wife and I grew up in Northeast Ohio, and so we have moved back to Northeast Ohio. We used to, up until 2 weeks ago, we lived in Columbus, Ohio, which we've been there for about 10 years, and so we moved back to more of a Northeast Ohio location. So a couple observations in only 2 weeks of doing thrifting here as opposed to in Columbus. The quality of clothes that I'm finding or we're finding in Columbus are not comparable so far to what I've been finding here in Canton. The clothes in Columbus, for some reason, are much higher quality, much better brands. In all the locations, it seems like in Columbus that's the case. Even like Nike, Under Armour, things like that are easy to find and are not crazy priced. So far here, everything that has Nike or Adidas or Under Armour or anything is automatically like $10, no matter what quality or what type of thing it is. So that's a little bit crazy and frustrating, to be honest. So in the last couple weeks, I've been trying to shift my focus more to books and doing things on fulfillment by Amazon instead, which pleases my wife considerably because that means that I don't have to keep a lot of inventory at the house. I can send it off, and then Amazon gets to deal with it from there, which is a pretty fabulous setup. So been trying to do a lot more books, a lot more things that I can source and send into Amazon. The books, however, comparing between Columbus and here, the books in Columbus were definitely not as good as the books here. I don't know if that's because there's nobody sourcing around here, or if that's because I don't know, the books are just better quality. I'm not sure, but so far here I've found many more books that are like the $15 to $30 range. In Columbus, I felt like I was scrapping for stuff that I could even sell for $10, $12, $8, $9. It was like that. And you know, if you did find a book for $30 or something, you know, that was like way out of the ordinary. Well, so far since I've been here, the books have been much higher quality. The other day I went out and went to a giant Goodwill and picked up probably 15 books that were all at least $20, $25 books, which, you know, just wasn't happening in Columbus. So that's encouraging. And there's a fair amount of thrift stores and Goodwills, and Salvation Army's Village Discount Outlet is the other company that's around here. And actually, the Village Discount, I sent out a bunch of emails a couple of weeks ago to try to get like large quantities of books from thrift stores or places, recycling centers, just trying to say, hey, you know, I'm wanting to buy in bulk. I will buy like pallet sizes from you guys. You know, I'm willing to pay you for them, pay you a little bit more than the recycling fees, just as an attempt to try to get my foot in the door and maybe get some more stuff. Well, the manager of the Village Discounts around here actually called me back and said, hey, you know, we'll sell you books by the Gaylord, which is the pallets. They'll sell me like 800 pounds of books at a time. I'm not sure. I don't know if it's going to work out. I haven't done it yet. The guys messaged me, and they are in the process of preparing the Gaylords for me to come and get. Transportation is going to be an issue. I'm going to have to try to find a way. I think I might rope my mom or my wife into helping me with it. So I have a Jeep, and she's got a big van, and so I think we might just go and load them up. But obviously it's going to depend on the quality. 800 pounds of books, you know, if they're all like 4 or 5 pound books, that's only like 200 books. And, you know, a lot of them might be like John Grisham and, you know, things that just don't sell. So I emailed the guy and I said, hey, do not send me like encyclopedias, do not send me John Grisham novels, don't send me stuff that like does not sell. And so I gave him some examples, romance novels, those sorts of things. So I'm hoping that it won't be that kind of stuff. So for 800 pounds of books, they're going to sell me the whole Gaylord, 800 pounds, for $80. So we'll see. I feel like it's a good chance. It's a good risk, at least in the beginning here. You know, if I do like 2 or 3 of them and they're terrible, then, you know, I can back out of it. It's not that big of a deal. But if it turns out to be something that's really good and beneficial to me, then obviously I'm going to keep doing it. So the Village Discount, who's going to be doing it for me, I have gone there. You know, we've only been here for like 2 weeks now, and I've already been there like 3 or 4 times. And their quality of books is pretty good. So every time I go there, I seem to be able to find books. I seem to be able to, you know, 15, 20 books at a time, it seems like, which for me is a good haul. It seems like, you know, I watch all these videos of different people like on the reseller forum, and they're doing like 300 or 400 books at a time, and I don't know how they do it. I'm trying to do it. I'm trying to figure it out. It just does not seem like the amount of books are around here and the quality of books. I mean, I probably scan over 100 books each time I'm at a place, but, you know, out of those 100, 20 of them or 15 of them are quality. I don't go and scan 500 books or 400 books and take out 200 of them. So maybe my quality will change, maybe my parameters will change, I don't know. So, you know, I got to try to do that. And I'm always trying to learn new things and try new things with this business. And I do it part-time. I'm a nurse full-time, so I do this part-time. But because of my schedule, I actually am allowed, you know, 3 or 4 days a week of sourcing, because I work 3 12-hour shifts a week. So, all right, guys, I just pulled into the Salvation Army here for the half-off sale, so I'm going to run in here, hit the suits, hit the books, look at shoes, and see if they're already picked over. So I will be back, and I'll show you what I got. All right, back at it. Just got done at the Salvation Army half-off day, like I was telling you. Overall, not great. I got, I think, 4 suit jackets, or 3 suit jackets and a suit. I had come here, I don't know, 4 or 5 days ago and picked over the books, and they hadn't restocked the books since I was here last. So that was kind of disappointing. You know, half off day. Books are like $1.50 for hardbacks and $1 for paperbacks. So half off, that would have been kind of nice had I been able to get anything half off for the books. But the suits, like I said, everything was half off. So all the suits and suit jackets and stuff were half off, except for like one of the colors, which of course, you know, like 4 or 5 things I found was the color green, the color that wasn't half off. So, you know, that's frustrating. But I went ahead, I actually found a pair of shoes that were not half off. I paid $10 for those, which I try not to pay that much for shoes generally, but the ones that I found were selling for like 50-60 bucks. So at 10 bucks, that's still a good profit. So I'm okay with that, as long as, you know, as long as you're still flipping it for a good amount, I'm okay with that. So, but the suits, really, if they would have had some better quality suits, that would have been the key thing to find, because half off, you know, they never price anything higher than like 12 bucks. So half off of 12 bucks is 6 bucks or 5 bucks or whatever. So the suit jackets and the suit, I bought a Joseph A. Banks suit for $5. You know, it was 10 bucks, but it was half off. So a suit for $5, even if you can only sell it for 30 or 40 bucks, that's still a no-brainer, really. And then I found an old, like, vintage Abercrombie & Fitch blue suit jacket, which was pretty sweet. It's got some issues with it. It's missing a button, but I've never seen one before, so I figured that was probably pretty valuable. And then there was a Ralph Lauren jacket, suit jacket, that was really, fingers in the way, that was really, really nice. Was still like brand new, essentially. Pretty big size, so it should sell really well. I hope. I don't know. You know, Andrew on the reseller forum, he like rocks suits out real hard. So I'm trying to expand into suits. I do feel like it's a very untapped market in this area. The suits are priced cheap. Nobody's looking through them. You know, so I feel like that's a great source of revenue for me. So we'll see how that goes. Then I bought myself a t-shirt, so Cavs t-shirt. So I haven't bought any clothes at like a resale, like a retail location for like 3 years. You know, I buy all my own clothes. So here's your Death Star shirt for the day. That was a Goodwill find. So, all right, I'm gonna head into the Goodwill outlet here. It's really hit or miss depending on how picked over stuff is. So usually people get here first thing in the morning, and by the time I get here, everything's picked over. I could stay here all day because they just bring stuff out over and over. Brand new bins of this, brand new bins of that. I could probably stay here all day, but I got stuff to do. My wife is actually pregnant, and we're going to tour a hospital today to pick the hospital. So got to do that later today, so I can't stay here forever. So I'll grab my gloves because this place is dirty and disgusting. So I have some nursing like gloves in my back trunk. So grab those, head in, and I'll let you know. All right, bye. Get in the car and settle down here for a minute so you guys can. Ooh, okay. So when I walked in the store today, now this has never happened at this location before, but when I walked in today, there was 2 guys, like hardcore, getting books. Like, one guy had a cart and a half full of books, and another guy had a cart full of books. So I figured, let's try a different approach, because I figured that they had picked over the books. You know, there's like 5 bins of books. They were pretty full when I got there, but, you know, if there's 2 guys that, you know, that's all they're doing and they're taking all the books, then, you know, most likely they're going to be pretty picked over. Well, so I surveyed the shoe bins real quick, and the pair of like men's KDs were sitting right on top, and I was like, well, this never happens, because most of the time the shoes in this location, people are pretty hardcore about shoes, and so they're pretty picked pretty fast. So the fact that I could see a pair of LeBrons and a pair of KDs sitting on top meant that I figured nobody had really paid much attention to the shoes. So I ran over to the shoes real quick, ran through those bins, grabbed the KDs, grabbed the LeBrons, got a pair of UGG boots that were in pretty good shape, got a pair of flip-flops. For those of you that don't know the FitFlop brand, who are interested in reselling, you need to know it. They are pretty unassuming looking shoes. They're just like flip-flops, but they have like really big heels and orthotic heels to them. And if you buy them new, they're like over $100. And on the resale market, like on eBay, you can get like $25, $30 for them pretty consistently, like really consistently. So they are almost always underpriced at thrift stores. Like, nobody knows what they are, so none of the workers know what they are, so nobody prices them adequately. So my brother-in-law also does this, Ryan, and so him and I, now that we're living here, we're actually staying with them right now, and so him and I have already been out thrifting, I think, together like 3 or 4 times. And he finds flip-flops all the time, and they are a consistent flip. No pun intended. For him. So keep an eye out for that brand. But back to my story. So I go in there, I hit the shoes, then I go to the books, and I figure, well, you know, there's these guys going through all these books. The one guy's scanning them, the other guy is not scanning them. He's just throwing like everything in a cart. I don't know what he's looking for. I don't know what he's doing, but literally everything is going in a cart. So the younger guy comes up to me and he goes, hey, after I start, you know, rooting through books and grabbing books out, he goes, hey, you know, do you sell on Amazon? I said, yeah, actually I do. He said, oh, me too. So we kind of got to talking, and actually he's from Portland, Oregon, and he's here on vacation for the summer. Now, why the hell you would come to vacation in Ohio when you live in Portland, Oregon, I don't know. But that's what he's doing. So him and I talked for a while. He does merchant fulfilled, and I'm trying to do the FBA stuff. So, but it was really interesting. So they had, what I thought they had, picked through these bins. And so I'm going through there. I'm grabbing stuff out that I think might be valuable. You know, I'm trying to get better at visualizing books instead of having to scan everything. I'm trying to figure out what's good and what's not good. So I throw these books in the cart, and I go, you know, look through some other stuff, and then I start scanning them. And every one that I had picked out, which is rare for me, every one of them was a good book, like at least $10. And then I looked through some other bins, the books that like were in with some other stuff, grabbed some great books out of there, a couple books that'll sell for like $25-30 on Amazon. And then the one that was just so shocking to me, which I'll post it later, it was a textbook, like a nice textbook, right? And so these guys had gone through with these bins. I'm like, there's no way this book is valuable. It's still sitting here like on top of these stacks. And so I'm like, well, whatever, I'm headed out. Let me just scan it before I leave. So I scan it, and it's on FBA for $60, like in acceptable condition. And this one was in good condition, I think. So they left a $60 textbook with a ranking of like 50,000, right? Like 50 or 75,000, which, you know, for me, that's a great ranking. I don't find a ton of books ranked that low, honestly. I don't find tons of like under 100,000 books, I feel like. And especially with textbooks. If you're finding textbooks like under 100,000, you know, those are going to be flying off the shelves at $60. So I was pretty stoked with that. I don't understand what they were doing, to be honest. There's no way you're scanning books and you leave a $60 textbook on top of a bin. So unless I missed something drastic, like there's like pages missing out of the middle, or there's like crazy stuff wrong with it, then, you know, that's on me, which I have to figure out when I get home. But, you know, I do not understand how that happens. And these books at the outlet are $0.25 a piece, flat rate. Like everything is $0.25. Hardbacks, paperbacks, everything is $0.25. So, you know, for these guys that come and fill up entire bins and shopping carts of books, I understand the philosophy is at $0.25 a piece. If I think it's valuable, I'm going to throw it in the cart. You know, if I buy 80 books, I pay $20. And if out of those 80, 20 of them are good, you know, that maybe sell for $15, $20 a piece, you know, that's $300 to $400 profit, and you're not even paying attention. You're just throwing everything in the cart. So, you know, I understand that concept, but if that's what they're doing, they didn't do a very good job of it. So, the outlet is a very interesting place to be. You know, you'll go and you'll see the same faces like every single day. I've heard stories of other people going to outlets who have really had a terrible experience. Like, there's like teams of people and they just elbow you and punch you and try to get crazy stuff, and they work in tandem, and you go in and you really have no shot at finding anything. That has not been my experience at this one. You know, I've been there probably, I don't know, 10 times or more, and you do see the same faces. When new bins are brought out, people do go crazy. I mean, people, like, you know, rush to the bins and do crazy. They don't do crazy things, but they rush to the bins and they root through them, and, you know, it's pretty aggressive when they first come out. But if you let everybody go a little nutty, and then after they've had their fun and you kind of slide in there and go through stuff. I've never actually seen anybody there do that many books, so that'll be interesting to see if that continues. That guy said he was only going to be there for the summer, so maybe that'll slow down. But like I said, even, you know, in Columbus, I go to a Goodwill and I find, you know, I'll scan 200 books and I maybe find 3 or something that are valuable or worth something. You know, here it seems to be I scan 50 books, I find 10 that are worth something. So the percentages so far have been much, much better here. So we'll see. I'm headed to one more Goodwill for the day, and then I gotta go. I'm trying them. I want to see what you guys think of them. I'm trying to educate people and show them different things, but trying to learn at the same time. I have a lot to say. I don't know if anybody cares about what I'm saying, but we'll find out, I guess. So this is probably the end of the video. If I find anything really exciting at this other Goodwill that I'm headed to, I will post that and let you know. But for right now, we're gonna call it a day. Thanks for watching. Leave comments. Go on the onlinesellerforum.com. It's a great place for resources and conversations of people who do this same thing, and it's pretty fun to get feedback and hear from people. So, all right, guys. Thanks. Bye. All right, guys. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the things that I found. I kept the price tags on them so that way I could remember what I paid for them, and that might help out a little bit. We'll show this one first. So this is a suit jacket. Paid $6.99, but it was half off, so it was $3.50. You can see, pretty nice jacket. It almost looks brand new. It had some tags still on it that came off while I was transporting it. But you can see inside, this is actually a Ralph Lauren jacket, and I've never seen this before, so I'll have to look it up. 48L. It says it's 100% bamboo, so that's not something that I've ever seen before. So I'll have to look that up and see what that's worth. So I'm gonna pause it here and grab the next thing. Alright, guys, next one is a Abercrombie & Fitch vintage suit jacket. It is missing a button here, so we'll see what happens with that. Again, $6, but it was half off, so it was $3. Old Abercrombie logo. Never really seen one before. Like I said, this is a size 44. Kind of a cool blue color. So hopefully I'll be able to get something for this. Like I said, I didn't look it up beforehand, which is not normal for me, but